and get your share of the savings. Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. They're in the same blooming place since 1952.
Howdy, folks. RL here from Dairy Queen Silver Springs, announcing the Patriot Pride Ride 2020 for President Donald Trump. Hundreds of cars and trucks and motorcycles will assemble at the Veterans Memorial parking lot in Ocala, Florida at 1 p.m. Saturday, October the 10th. Coming up, the route will head west on State Road 40 and end up at the Ocala Livestock Pavilion, where food trucks, awesome speakers, and music will be. Nashville recording artist Gemma Adams will open up. Let's help save America. See you there.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, @yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Finally, shipping made easy. Just Ship is your answer to your shipping aggravation. They come pick up your package and ship it for you. Birthday gifts, eBay sales, or an online return. Just Ship can handle all of them for you. Act now and you can save 20% on an annual subscription, which will take you through the 2020 holiday months. Go to www.justship.net now and take the aggravation out of shipping.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Tuesday morning to you. Welcome to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz. Coming to you live from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio here in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. This is a show about Marion County, Ocala, Reddick, Dunellen, Bellevue, all the surrounding areas. It's called Ocala Talks. If you were expecting Mike Gallagher, this is 3 days in a row you've expected the wrong thing. I am now on the airwaves every morning, Monday through Thursday, from 11 till 12 p.m., Maybe that'll change after the election. We don't know. But I am here every Monday through Thursday, brought to you by the good folks at Ocala Golf Club, Just Shipped, and Brick City Creative Group. I'd like to thank all of those sponsors for making this show possible here on WOCA, The Source. Before we get too much into it, I'll tell you my guest today, proud man. As well as should be. We'll find out more about why he's beaming with pride. Kevin Sheely, the president of the Marion County Chamber of Economic Partnership, will be my guest at 11:15. And then we'll talk a little local sports. Some stuff happened in the world of cross country Saturday that some people here in Marion County did pretty good in. We'll talk about that. Before we get to Kevin Sheely, though, I want to tell you that voter registration ended yesterday. If you are not registered to vote, you will not have a chance to vote in this election because voter registration closed yesterday. I reached out to Wesley Wilcox's office. They said yesterday voting registration had ended. So if you're one of those people who like to speak or talk or have some sort of debate over public offices held locally or nationally, and you're not registered to vote, shut up. Yep, I said it. If you're not registered to vote, you're not able to whine at me about how elections come out. I did find a pretty interesting note, though, when I was looking into this. Republican or Democrat? According to a Pew Research, almost 40% of registered voters fall into the independent category nationwide. That number's lower in Lake County. Only about 25% of Lake County voters are independents. But here's the surprising number for those of you who are registered to vote. 46% of the Marion County voting roll is independent. That was very surprising to me. in an area that you feel is dominated by Republicans, that has some Democrats, it was very surprising to me to find out that almost half of the registered voters in Marion County are independents. When asked how to explain the growing trend, Wesley Wilcox said, if you ask an individual voter, you'll probably get answers all over the board. It's been a slow, consistent trend for a year, but with a slight uptick. Immigrant groups, people moving to Florida from other states, young voters typically fill the ranks of the independent group. Some of the youngest, no party affiliation, are conflicted. They may be liberal on social issues, but fiscally conservative. They may also still be under the influence of their parents. The downside of these younger voters, and this is something I've always talked about, younger voters get out and you've seen them recently with the Black Lives Matter movements and all, where they come out and they protest loudly. They don't vote much, though. Only about 30% of the young voters show up to vote. Hey, Bob, how are you? Only about 30% of the young voters show up to vote in the presidential year, and only about 20% in midterm races. In special local elections, the percentage gets down into the single digits. So he does to protest the loudest, votes the least, it looks like. But I was very surprised to find that 46% of Marion County registered voters are registered independents. Although if you weren't registered by the end of yesterday, you're not going to be able to vote in this year's presidential election, local election, school board elections, none of it, because the voter registration deadline ended October 5th. So if you're not registered to vote in Marion County, you're not going to vote in Marion County. The city of Ocala, I want to get this out there, the city of Ocala is preparing to host a volunteer cleanup day. It's going to be at Evergreen Cemetery. Volunteers will meet at Evergreen Cemetery, located on the 300 block of Northwest 8th Street at 8 a.m., Saturday, October 17th. They will assist with cleaning headstones, raking leaves, picking up fallen tree limbs, cleaning up debris. Participants will be provided with masks and are going to be, cued on maintaining social distance. The city of Ocala encourages volunteers to support the restoration and beautification of the historical Evergreen Cemetery. If you want more information, you can contact Tom Casey with the City of Ocala Public Works. That's at 352-351-6723. That's Ocala Evergreen Cemetery is getting some beautification work done. Hi, caller. Who's this?
Yeah, this is Jim.
Hey, Jim.
I'm one of your poll workers, and we will be ready to help the public on Election Day at the many local polling places here in Marion County. If you want to wear a mask in the polling places, if that makes you more comfortable, no problem.
Jim, were you surprised when I said that 46% of the people registered to vote in Marion County are registered as independents?
No, I'm one of those third-party types myself.
It just, in a two-party system, the way we had it, I expected that number to be around a third or maybe less. I did not expect it to be almost half of the registered voters in this county are registered independents. So they make them
contentious this year that some people are laying out. And,
that's a good
waiting
point.
For things to calm down.
That's a very good point, Jim. Hey, thanks for the call.
All right, have a good day.
If you want to give us a call, you can do so. 622-9622 is the number to call. Kevin Sheely is my guest at 11:15. He is in the building. He is so proud of what he wants to talk about that he's here. He almost wants to talk about it right now. He almost wants to get it out right now. But a very good thing for Marion County. Something that long time coming. A lot of work and effort went into it. Kevin, we're not going to spoil the surprise. We'll let Kevin tell us what it is coming up after the break. But remember, if you want to volunteer, the Evergreen Cemetery Volunteer Cleanup Day, you get in touch with the Ocala Public City Works Department, Tom Casey, 352-351-6723. It's going to be Saturday, October 17th. At Evergreen Cemetery, that's located in the 300 block of Northwest 8th Street. You're going to get started at 8 a.m. You'll assist in cleaning headstones, raking leaves, picking up fallen tree limbs, cleaning up debris. You will be provided masks, and you will be asked to be social distance. So, that's one of those things that we need. Every now and then we need your help as a community to come out and volunteer to clean up some public spaces. And the historical Evergreen Cemetery is one of those times. So I encourage you to come out and volunteer on October 17th at 8 a.m. to clean up the historic Evergreen Cemetery. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll finally get Kevin Shealy to tell us what why he's so happy. He's giddy, folks. It's almost like Louisville won the national championship in basketball. It's almost, it may be even better. I don't know. We'll find out next on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA.
It's for every.
Wait, well, let me turn that off. See, I got all kind of stuff running I shouldn't have running. The Source.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Howdy, folks. RL here from Dairy Queen Silver Springs, announcing the Patriot Pride Ride 2020 for President Donald Trump. Hundreds of cars and trucks and motorcycles will assemble at the Veterans Memorial parking lot in Ocala, Florida at 1 p.m. Saturday, October the 10th. Coming up, the route will head west on State Road 40 and end up at the Ocala Livestock Pavilion, where food trucks, awesome speakers, and music will be. Nashville recording artist Gemma Adams will open up. Let's help save America. See you there.
Brick City Creative Group is your one-stop multimedia destination. With the experience our team has, not many can really tell a story like we do. Specializing in live broadcasting, promo reels, film, and social media. No matter the story, we've got you covered with some of the best professionals in the industry. Your story is our mission. Find us on the web at brickcitycreativegroup.com or on Facebook at Brick City Creatives.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Finally, shipping made easy. Just Ship is your answer to your shipping aggravation. They come pick up your package and ship it for you. Birthday gifts, eBay sales, or an online return. Just Ship can handle all of them for you. Act now and you can save 20% on an annual subscription, which will take you through the 2020 holiday months. Go to www.justship.net now and take the aggravation out of shipping. Welcome back to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz, a new show here on WOCA. So if you were looking for Mike Gallagher, I'm not him. Mike Gallagher used to be on these airwaves, but now I am on here every day, 11 to 12, Monday through Thursday. Maybe that'll change after Election Day. We don't know, but we're going to go Monday through Thursday. Right now, I'd like to welcome to the studio a man who, for the last 3.5 years, I've called in charge of a mentor group that I am part of, because I am my company, Brick City Creative Group, is part of the Power Plant Business Incubator, which is a incubator that takes small businesses and offers us all kind of opportunities to make sure that the crushing defeats of overhead don't kill you in your first couple years of business. Would that be an easy way to describe that, Kevin?
I hope that's not the only, but yes, I think that's one of the keys. How we can help invest and grow small businesses and give resources and like an incubator, like you would with a little chick.
A little chick.
Kind of help them along, get them ready.
I tell you, some of the best stuff I've done has nothing to do with running my business, but it did. It was some of the classes I took on how to keep records for running my business.
Excellent.
Because the federal government doesn't get you out of the law.
Yep. That, and usually what we hear too is the finance side, cash flow,
Under-financed.
cash flow.
Yeah. Look, I'll be the first to admit, my first year and a half, underfunded.
Yeah, and that's not unusual. I mean, that's part of being a startup. But hopefully growing to and then learning how to, we see it a lot, in particular with what we're doing with the micro businesses right now. Finding some really great businesses out there, people with great ideas, very passionate. But we start looking at finances, and we recognize pretty quickly when they give us a balance sheet that doesn't balance that we've got some work to do. But that's a skill. So much of running a business is a skill.
Well, somebody, I won't say any names, Ryan Lilly, asked me, what about your balance sheet? I literally looked at him, and you know me, Kevin, I'm a little gruff. I go, what the hell's a balance sheet?
Yep. So, if we can help instill the skills, you've got the passion for what you want to do. The entrepreneurs have the vision. We just need to make sure they have the skills to then go be successful.
And that's just one of the things that the CEP offers, because you offer that, you offer business growth, business retention, new business into the community, and all of that every now and then reaps some rewards. Tell us about that.
Well, I think it reaps rewards every day when we look around and we can say, man, we're in a
Okay, you get recognized by your colleagues and peers.
Yeah, but I got to do this piece first. And I can look around and go and look at our local economy and look at where our unemployment rate is, or more appropriately, our employment rate is, and how we're coming through this difficult period. And not to say there aren't people who are suffering, and not to say there aren't businesses who need help, but we're coming through this way better than just about any other community that I know of. And I think that's because of very intentional decisions by leadership in the community to build and diversify a local economy that can grow and sustain during difficult times.
Let's take from 2020, because it's been a crazy year.
Yes.
Okay. Matter of fact, I'm a Falcons fan, and one of my favorite memes I just saw is, it's the fourth quarter of 2020. I hope we're playing the Falcons. Because 2020 has been that kind of year. But let's rewind 12 years. Back to 2008.
Yeah.
We faced catastrophe in 2008, and we didn't fare so well as a community and an economy.
And I think that's the lessons that we learned in 08 and 09 and 10 and 11 and even into 12 really set us up to come through 20. Again, not to say there's not pain, not to say there's not hurt, but there's a whole lot less pain, a whole lot less hurt than in other places. And when it's smaller, there's a lot more we can do to try to assist.
I mean, we're not making light of, we know the service industry was hurt.
Oh,
it was, I mean, you can't shutter the doors for 4.5 months and not expect pain.
Exactly.
And that happened to the service industry.
Right.
But there were still some businesses here that remained open throughout the entire, vast majority of businesses remained open.
You recognize that our unemployment rate stayed below and continues to be 1.5 to 2 points below the state and national numbers. We kept a lot or more, quite frankly. We're looking at going into when we get the September numbers being below 6%, being something, if to talk about, hey, it's a really difficult time, our unemployment rate, my guess it'll be probably 5.6%. That's kind of hard to go, wait a minute, hold on. That doesn't sound, if we can look at Orlando, where they're still talking double digits.
Yeah, they're 11.5%, 12%.
And we can see more companies continue to grow and to expand. And if we can give that support, like we're doing through CARES Act funds for particularly the hospitality industry, we can get them through this period and help them to grow to the other side.
Is it fair to say the hospitality industry got hurt more than any other industry in this country?
Absolutely. I think broadly we can say that. In hospitality, restaurants, hotels, entertainment, that whole sector.
Tourism.
I saw the other day that, or I saw today that I think Regal Cinemas is getting ready to
close for the next 5 weeks.
But
no movies.
No movies.
They don't have any new
if you
movies.
Don't have any product. You can't.
You see on CBS and NBC and all, they're touting that they'll have new shows in late November.
Yeah.
They're just starting to film TV again.
Yeah.
Movies take a little longer than TV.
Exactly. And there's only so many. Are you going to pay to go watch a movie you've already seen before, kind of a classic movie? So you might do that to the Marion because it's kind of an experience thing. But, so we've got to continue to work and see those businesses through. But, if we can keep the other pieces growing, that creates that opportunity for them.
Well, because your staff, that's what they do on a daily basis. They go out and work and try to keep the economy strong in this community, working with business leaders in the community, bringing new business in, existing business. You were recognized by your peers for that.
We were. So we'll get around to the lead. I kept burying it there. We were extremely excited. We've known for several months that we were a finalist within our industry for National Chamber of the Year. It's a big deal for us. We've been a finalist. This is the third time in 4 years. And we would normally find out in July, mid-July, at our annual convention. Obviously, we didn't have that convention. We had a virtual, I think we called it a convention. It really wasn't quite the same. But last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and on Wednesday evening, they did a live stream announcement. So we were very excited when they opened that envelope and announced that the Ocala Marion County Chamber and Economic Partnership would be the Chamber of the Year for 2020.
In the nation.
In the nation.
In the entire 50 states and three territories.
Out of 7,000 chambers, we get to be number one.
And I watched it as y'all were live streaming it. It kind of had, I remember in 1988, we had a deal like that where the moment stopped for about 25 minutes in Atlanta, where everybody that could be tuned into a television station, because all the news channels were carrying it live and everything, and they said the 1996 Summer Olympics will be awarded to the city of Atlanta.
Yeah.
And the place went nuts.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what y'all had your... I saw that y'all had your Atlanta moment getting the Olympics.
We did,
absolutely. In the CP.
And it was so exciting. I mean, our team, I will put my team up against any place, anywhere. I think they're phenomenal from top to bottom. I was excited. They were so excited. I think to be able to see that recognition, to have our peers say, hey, what they're doing is not only great, it is efforts that need to be recognized and need to be modeled. And so that's, we love that. And we love what it means for our community, that this is, because we went through a difficult time, because our community's been through so much and where we are today, to be able to say, this is our award, this is our recognition from throughout the country that, hey, there are great things happening in the Ocala market.
I know you got a great staff. Tamara, Tom, Joe, Dean. I can't even think of everybody that works for you. Ryan, Jessica. You got somebody I can't even remember. Jim, to answer Jim up front.
There's 21 of them. So yeah. So
I got about 8 or 9 of them. I find that to be a win for me.
Yeah, and they're great. I mean, they do. And again, I think
Louisa with Equine.
Aaron handling healthcare now, and Sherrietta with the Impact Program.
I forgot you got
Tyler.
Mrs. Jones working there now.
Yeah.
Erin Jones, one of my favorite people.
She is fantastic. And I think, what we're going to see happen in healthcare in this market and the role we get to play in really seeing that grow and expand in the coming years. I mean, again, that's part of that diversification, the ability to grow higher wage jobs, again, set us up for success long term.
When we come back, we're going to take a break. When we come back from break, I want to ask you about a few things. I know that there's you partnered, the CEP's partnered with Kaufman.
Yes.
In something that happens at 180 places nationwide all at the same time, Wednesdays at 9:30, which I'm a part of. I want to talk to you about that. I also want to talk to you about 2021. We have to go to 2021. And I just wanted to remind you that in 2021, that's the year Mad Max was set in.
Well,
that's the year.
Here we go.
So I want to talk about moving forward in 2021. And I want to talk about, I heard a rumor about the old Kmart distribution center. And I want to talk to you about that to see if you can shed any light on whether that rumor is true or not. I figured you probably could. We'll do all of that next. You're listening to Ocala Talks. Kevin Sheely is our guest. He just announced that they won the National Chamber of the Year for the Ocala Marion County Chamber of Economic Partnership. Had been nominated 3 out of 4 the last 4 years. Finally brought the award home. Not that they weren't one of the, when you're one of the finalists, you're still one of the 4 or 5 best chambers in the country out of 7,000. It's kind of like the Academy Awards. If you get nominated for an Oscar, it's not like winning an Oscar, but it's really, really close. Well, now they've won the Oscar.
That's right.
So we'll talk to Kevin more about partnering with the Kaufman Institute. We'll also talk about is there a repurpose for the Kmart distribution center located out of Highway 40, and we'll get a look from Kevin about what he expects coming up in 2021, because in Kevin's job, what he's reaping now, he set in place in 2019. What they're doing now in 2018, 2016, longer. So they live in 5-year and 10-year plans, not 5-minute and 10-minute plans. We'll learn some more about that as well right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. Well, as soon as I find it. WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. President Trump set to continue treatment for COVID-19 from the White House after his return last night from Walter Reed Medical Center when he told Americans not to be afraid of the coronavirus.
The president took off his mask on a White House balcony and saluted Marine One before going inside the residence. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden told an NBC town hall he hopes people don't get the message that coronavirus is not a problem, saying masks matter.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland, no masks for Mike Pence or Kamala Harris during tomorrow night's vice presidential debate in Utah.
The gorgeous University of Utah campus, the candidates will be separated by more than 12 feet this time. They will not have that handshake. It's moderated by USA Today's Susan Page, and she's going to try and get in 9 segments in 90 minutes.
Fox's Griff Jenkins in Salt Lake City. America's listening to Fox News.
With United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, there's so much to take advantage of, like $0 copays on hundreds of prescription drugs.
Wow.
Pick up at your local pharmacy or take advantage of free delivery. To learn more, visit AdvantageWow.com.
Wow.
That's AdvantageWow.com.
$0 copay may be restricted to particular tiers, preferred medications, or mail order prescriptions during the initial coverage phase and may not apply during the coverage gap or catastrophic stage. Free delivery with preferred mail order pharmacies.
Wow.
An important message from Medicare.
You know how Medicare plans can change from year to year?
Oh, yeah.
Well, this coming year, premiums are at historic lows.
Really?
Yeah, and hundreds of plans will have insulin for just $35 a month.
That will save some money. Can't wait to look at my plan choices for 2021.
Open enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th.
Comparing plans really pays.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Howdy, folks. RL here from Dairy Queen Silver Springs announcing the Patriot Pride Ride 2020 for President Donald Trump. Hundreds of cars and trucks and motorcycles will assemble at the Veterans Memorial parking lot in Ocala, Florida at 1 p.m. Saturday, October the 10th. Coming up, the route will head west on State Road 40 and end up at the Ocala Livestock Pavilion, where food trucks, awesome speakers, and music will be. Nashville recording artist Gemma Adams will open up. Let's help save America. See you there.
Finally, shipping made easy. Just Ship is your answer to your shipping aggravation. They come pick up your package and ship it for you. Birthday gifts, eBay sales, or an online return. Just Ship can handle all of them for you. Act now and you can save 20% on an annual subscription, which will take you through the 2020 holiday months. Go to www.justship.net now and take the aggravation out of shipping.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
Brick City Creative Group is your one-stop multimedia destination. With the experience our team has, not many can really tell a story like we do. Specializing in live broadcasting, promo reels, film, and social media. No matter the story, we've got you covered with some of the best professionals in the industry. Your story is our mission. Find us on the web at brickcitycreativegroup.com or on Facebook at Brick City Creatives.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917. Welcome back to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz. I am your host, Tom Schmitz. If you're expecting Mike Gallagher, get used to me, folks. I was here for 5.5 years, and I'm back. My guest in studio right now is the president of the Ocala Marion County Chamber of Economic Partnership, Kevin Sheely. He's also an unabashed Louisville fan, which we have to deal with every now and then.
Yeah, not much recently.
Not much recently, but he is also a fan of Marion County. He has been here. You've been here what now?
It'll be 8 years in December.
I thought it was 2012.
The very end.
Yeah, the very end of 2012. I remember we had just opened a power plant business incubator.
Mm-hmm.
It opened in February of 2012, I believe. We threw the switch in February of 2012. Buddy Martin, my mentor, the reason I'm in radio, along with the Martones giving me a microphone to talk on, you know. Him and I were in the lobby of the power plant business incubator live on the radio that day here for this radio station.
Very nice.
And now there's a ping pong table there. And a lot of graduates, by the way, on the wall.
A lot of graduates. And a lot of graduates who are still in the community.
Yeah, I have a very dear friend of mine, Kristen Van Meter, who was one of the graduates who may be doing better than any graduate you've ever had with her business.
Yeah, I mean, that's really what separates what we're doing in business incubation than a lot of other places. I think it's something like 24 of the 27 graduates are still in Marion County.
Right.
They're still here operating. When we look at other communities, and again, we're different because the business communities run this incubator, not
a college,
not a university. They're lucky. Good friends not far from us are lucky to hold on to 10%.
And you're holding on to about 90%.
Yeah.
And the aforementioned company I was talking about, Miss Van Meter's company, employs hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Not tens, not hundreds of people.
Yeah.
And her company's not the only one like that came through the business incubator.
Especially on healthcare. We've had a lot of good success in that healthcare sector.
A lot. Let's talk about 2021.
Absolutely.
Because let's be honest, we're really 2021 is where we got to think about, because we're just coming out of a lockdown. Phase 3 is now in effect. Although I'm gonna be honest with you, Kevin, and I know this is me talking, not you. I don't know what the hell Phase 3 is.
I was one of those.
That just means you can sit at a bar now.
Yeah.
Is that?
Exactly. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I really have no idea what Phase 3 is, because when I go into places, they still require masks, as any private business can do, by the way, because it's their business. I always said mask mandates aren't going to work. What's going to work is private businesses saying, have mask, come in.
Right.
No shoes, no shirt, no service. Now the sign says no shoes, no shirt, no mask, no service. Right. You would get people wearing masks. Because I personally, masks are not my thing. But I have one in my car at all times because I like going into Walmart and I like going into Sam's. I like going into places, I like restaurants around town.
And I think in particular that really reflects who our community is. And I think at the end of the day, I think the city council got it right in that they just encouraged businesses to have the signs. And I think that made businesses feel comfortable they could do that. I do get a little bit tickled. I was in a grocery store the other day, and they asked that you do put on a mask, and had one on, and a gentleman came in, was in the same section, stopped to talk to me for some reason, and he had a mask on, but he didn't have any shoes on. and I got to be honest, that bothered me a whole lot more than whether or not he had a mask on. But
I saw a guy the other day. He was in one of the local grocery stores that requires you to have a mask on. He had a mask on with his mouth cut, with the mouth cut out.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure what that's doing. I'm not real sure how that's helping, but he had a mask on.
There you go. But let's talk about 21.
Let's talk about 2021. We got a lot gonna happen. Can you give us any nuggets that, the general public may not know yet?
I will tell you 3 things that I would watch for 2021, maybe 4. You're going to see a tremendous amount of industrial construction in 21. And a lot of that is going to be spec. We have an amazing number of companies who want to be in this market, and they all want existing facilities. We just don't have it.
They want it built already. They want to walk in and see it. They don't want to see a set of blueprints and say, we can build it for you. By the way, like FedEx did, like Chewy did, like AutoZone did, they watched it be built. What you're talking about, there's a lot of companies want to come here, but they want to walk in turnkey, ready to go.
I.e. Amazon.
Right.
They want that because their timelines are short. It reduces risk. They want to find that existing building. We have companies, when we do have a building, we recently had a 50-year-old, 55,000 square foot building. The building was fine. It wasn't special. I had 14 businesses fighting for it. All who want to be here, all who need the space. Only one can get it.
Right.
And so, we're seeing this interest. I would tell you, I think by the first quarter of the year, you're going to see about at least 1.5 million square feet of industrial space going up. That may seem odd. What's 1.5 million square feet? If you were to take the Amazon building, the Chewy building, and AutoZone, that would be just over 1.5 million square feet.
Right.
So you're going to see that kind of space going up, maybe as much as 3 million square feet. We'll just have to see, but there's tremendous interest. So that's one thing I would tell you to look for. Look for continued home building construction. The demand's there, the market's there.
Well, as you get more people coming into work, you got to have places for them to live.
We as a community continue to add, and I think our numbers in 20 will actually go up, but through 2019, we were adding 125 additional people a week. And if you think about that, let's say they're families of 3, that means we need 40 new houses every week.
40 new houses every week.
And next week, and the following week, and the following week.
And they're building apartment complexes like crazy around here, too.
We need multifamily desperately. We need the rental properties. So I think none of that's going to slow down. You're going to see that continue. The other thing I would tell you is, we've got some in 21. You're going to see some incredible things move forward that are really tourism related. Obviously, World Equestrian Center opens in 21. That's going to do amazing things. That's going to spur a whole nother set of development on the western end of the county. And a project that isn't getting as much attention, it kind of relates to the home building, but more, is the new Colessa development that Colon Builders is doing. Colon's the builders behind On Top of the World. They have their first outside the gates, so non-age restricted community. They're adding 5,000 homes. And it's a number of things there, but includes the Florida Aquatic and Swimming and Training Facility, FAST. This isn't just a pool.
No.
This is a world-class aquatic competition facility. It'll be a pool for the community, but But it's more than that. It's multiple pools.
It'll bring meets in. It'll bring national meets. It'll be qualifying meets for the Olympic trials, everything.
It is a phenomenal facility. It is going to be constructed throughout next year. So those are 3 areas. And the fourth area I would tell you to watch is, healthcare. We are becoming a major healthcare center. You're going to continue to see that happen with our hospitals, with physicians, but also in areas related to it. Think about companies like Artemis Plastics. And, they're now doing a healthcare devoted manufacturing facility producing 1 million COVID-19 tests a month. We've got other projects like that. You're going to see healthcare distribution. So that whole segment around healthcare, the whole vertical, you're going to see a lot of activity.
Distribution is key here. We got a lot of distribution centers. We had one distribution center, though, go out of business because Kmart went out of business.
Interestingly, they never went out of business.
Did they not?
They did not. So
they just closed their stores.
They closed their stores. So we're obviously talking about the Kmart distribution facility. If you don't know that facility, it is the biggest. It's the biggest building, I think, in the state of Florida.
It is the biggest building in the state of Florida.
Right at 2 million square feet. That's big. If you've ever walked it, you just keep walking and you feel like you're never getting to the end. It had actually transitioned pre-bankruptcy to what used to be Sears Home Delivery, which became Innovel Solutions.
Okay.
So they are a third-party logistics provider, and they were taking care of Sears and Kmart, but also some other companies. In the bankruptcy, the thing that we all knew and kind of really came out is this was one area of Sears that was making money. It was a very profitable area.
Imagine that, the Sears virtual catalog, because Sears made its name 130 years ago as a catalog distribution place.
Exactly. And so out of the bankruptcy, early this year, in March, in fact, it kind of got lost because
Right as
COVID. March 15th, I think was the date. It was announced that Costco had purchased Innovel Solutions. They changed the name to Transform Co. And so you have Transform Co., which is third-party solutions, and Costco. And so the 2 million square feet here and the 200 employees who are in that building now are handling distribution for Costco, but also for a whole lot of other companies. And that 2 million square feet is just about full. I think they've got 100,000 square feet available of space.
Wow.
Out of 2 million, that's not very much. And 5%. And they're working to fill that. I think what you'll probably see happen is that'll probably become almost exclusively a third-party logistics facility. I know people got very excited. They had a Costco sign up, and
that doesn't mean Costco warehouse is coming here.
That's right. Which it should. We should have one. The numbers more than justify us having Costco along with other things. But for this facility, in this case, this is really about the distribution center.
You brought up a point earlier about how there's not enough space and space is having to be created. Mm-hmm. And I'll give you some examples. The old Albertsons is now Heart of Florida,
right?
Because there was a piece of property sitting empty. Heart of Florida needed something that existed. Right. Heart of Florida can't wait for something to be built. They can go in and renovate the interior, but they couldn't wait for something to be built. So they partnered with Talon Builders and created Heart of Florida, the old Albertsons. Now there's a group that's starting the Boulevard Market, speaking of Kmart, taking over the old Kmart on 40.
On the Boulevard, right.
I'm glad to see that, and I just had them. It's not the market that just closed and reopened.
Oh, Earth Fair.
They just reopened, reorganized, reopened. The old Kmart has now for 2 or 3 years been is it a Marshall's or Burlington coat factory. So like you said, if there's an existing building, people are snatching it up. Right. They're not letting it sit.
Exactly. And sometimes when I speak to groups, they'll say, oh, we've got all this empty retail. We really don't. We've got a little bit more now than we did at the beginning of the year because of COVID and some of the impacts for companies like Pier 1 or Ruby Tuesdays. But all in all, our retail vacancy rate is still really low. And I think you're going to see, as kind of the markets refigure themselves, that space will get filled back up. Probably a lot of it will become entertainment space.
Right.
You're going to see other things happen. But, all in all, we're in still a much better position than a lot of other places.
Publix just closed Pearl Britton Plaza, my grocery store out where I live. But it'll reopen in a year. They're rebuilding a newer, better store.
Be much nicer.
They'll build a new, nicer store. So there's all kind of stuff going on like that. Now, nationally, though, not only do you get awards, but national large groups the CEP's partner with, and one of them is the Kauffman Institute.
Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
Yeah. So the Kauffman Foundation, the Marion Ewing Kauffman Foundation, is a huge foundation. They are the largest funder of entrepreneurship programs in the world. And so that we do a number of things actually with the Kauffman Foundation. Our fast track program that we really are pushing, we just did our first class. We've got several more rolling out, which is entrepreneurship training, is from the Kauffman Foundation. But I think one of the programs you're most involved with from the
1 million cups
is 1 million cups. And I love 1 million cups. And the idea is that every day over 1 million cups of coffee, entrepreneurs come up with new ideas. And so the Kauffman sponsors at now 180 locations across the U.S. At 9:30 on Wednesday. And of course, that 9:30 is a little different depending on what time zone you're in, but it's 9:30 on Wednesday. An opportunity for entrepreneurs and community to get together to support entrepreneurs. And we normally have 2 entrepreneurs who each have 6 minutes to present their idea. It could be a business that they're thinking about starting, or it could be one that they've recently started. And they talk about what they're doing, and then the community has time not to tell them what they're doing wrong, but ways that they can encourage them. Hey, have you thought about this? Hey, you really need to go talk to so-and-so, or man, I'd love to work with you. I'm so very proud. One of have been recognized as one of the, and I forget the term, but one of the top 1 Million Cups chapters across the nation, both for our attendance, the diversity of our attendance, and our consistency. I'll be glad to get 1 Million Cups back live again. We're still meeting virtually, but I'll be glad to get it.
I'll be glad when it's live again because Brick City Creative Group live streams it for you.
Exactly. And so get that. But I mean, we've continued to meet and see great things. We were just talking about some examples of businesses who got together because of 1 Million Cups.
Just Ship, that advertises on this program, one of my sponsors, got together with the Boulevard Market owners and is now the shipping and receiving company for that place through a conversation at 1 Million Cups. I can't tell you how much money I've generated this year and last year from people who, because of what we do with the live stream of 1 Million Cups, have come to us and go, can I talk to you about live streaming?
Yeah. And what I love, the best thing is Kauffman provides a ton of materials for us. We put a little bit of money into it, but it doesn't cost anyone to attend, to participate, to present. That's all free. And so it's an incredible way for us to build entrepreneurship in our community. I think that's one of the things that really sets Ocala apart from other places, in particular in Florida, is we're a community of entrepreneurs. If you think about who some of our largest employers are, an E1 or a Signature Brands, they started here.
Right.
Small business entrepreneurs grow, and have grown to much larger corporations. And I think that entrepreneurial spirit is very strong here. And this is just another way to continue that momentum.
Kevin Shealy, he is president of the Ocala Marion Chamber of Economic Partnerships, also the leader of the group that is now the 2020 National Chamber of the Year. Congratulations to you and your team for that, Kevin.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Kevin Shealy, so gracious to be our guest. Thanks, Kevin. We'll have you on again soon.
Absolutely.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up with a cross-country story from high school sports. We'll do it on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. Brick City Creative Group is your one-stop multimedia destination. With the experience our team has, not many can really tell a story like we do. Specializing in live broadcasting, promo reels, film, and social media. No matter the story, we've got you covered with some of the best professionals in the industry. Your story is our mission. Find us on the web at brickcitycreativegroup.com or on Facebook at Brick City Creatives.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, @yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917. Finally, shipping made easy. Just Ship is your answer to your shipping aggravation. They come pick up your package and ship it for you. Birthday gifts, eBay sales, or an online return. Just Ship can handle all of them for you. Act now and you can save 20% on an annual subscription, which will take you through the 2020 holiday months. Go to www.justship.net now and take the aggravation out of shipping. Welcome back to Ocala Talks. I'm Tom Schmitz. If you were looking for Mike Gallagher, he is not on anymore 11 to 12. I am now the host of a show called Ocala Talks every Monday through Thursday, 11 to 12 p.m. This is our time for local sports. Quick updates. For those of you baseball fans that are Tampa Bay Rays fans, they took one on the chin last night, 9-3. Against the New York Yankees. The Yankees lead the series 1-0 in the best-of-5 series to see who goes to try to play for the American League pennant. 9-3, the Yankees last night. They put 5 runs up in the ninth to blow open a game that was at 4-3 going into the top of the ninth inning, and then the Yankees scored 5 in the top of the ninth to really blow that game open. So Rays fans took one on the chin last night, 9-3, but they still got 4 games to get 3 wins, so it's not over yet. I want to talk to this about, I want to tell you, this came from Ocala.com. Forest seniors Ashton DeRizzo and Nicole Harris remain undefeated against Marion County competition as they finished first in the boys and girls B race at the inaugural B3R Cross Country Invitational at the World Equestrian Center Saturday morning. Vanguard girls took first place. The boys finished second to lead area teams. DeRizzo finished first for the second week in a row with a time of 16 minutes, 48.6 seconds to outdistance Vanguard's Joshua Moore, who finished second at a time of 17:17:10. Bellevue's Louis Cruzado finished fourth in a time of 17:28.4. Vanguard's Tristan Pank finished ninth in a time of 18 minutes, 2.8 seconds. And St. John Lutheran's Tristan Fratello finished 12th in a time of 18 minutes, 14.6 seconds to round out top area finishes. Team-wise, Vanguard finished second with 70 points. Bellevue finished third with 91 points. Forest finished fifth with 152 points. St. John's Lutheran 10th with 243 points. And Trinity Catholic 12th with 356 points to round out the area team scoring. I don't know. I think that was for cross country. That's from Ocala.com. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to have some stories about local sports and local kids. Speaking of local sports, our guest on Thursday's show will be Jody Phillips. He is the County Athletic Director for Marion County Schools. He will talk to us about some of the protocols that they have in place to allow you to come and watch high school sports, as well as the protocols in place for the students to participate in high school sports during this time of COVID-19. Little note, tomorrow's show will not have a guest on the show, but tomorrow I will be doing something that I think is very important and needs to be done for those around here in Marion County. How many people understand the amendments that are going to be on the ballot to vote for? You know, not only are we voting for politicians, we also are voting to amendments to the Florida Constitution. I think there's been over 1,000 amendments to the Florida Constitution, something like it's just a ridiculous amount. And every voting time, there's 5 or 6 amendments that they want to add or take away from the Florida Constitution. We changed the Constitution like we changed T-shirts in this state, and this election cycle is no different. There are 6 amendments to the Constitution that are up for your vote. One of them is an amendment to amend the Constitution. It's an amendment to amend how amendments are added to the Constitution. Are you confused yet? That's right. One of the amendments is an amendment to amend how you amend the Constitution for the state of Florida. So I will be going over the amendments, each amendment tomorrow, discussing them, taking your calls on them, your questions on them. I've did some extensive research. I will explain it to you the best I am capable of. Try to get somebody on from the Board of Elections to talk to us about it in the upcoming future, because it's, this is, not only is this an important election for president or local government or state government, but it's also an important election for the way your Constitution, the state of Florida's Constitution, gets looked at and gets amended. And that's not something you should take lightly. There are six amendments that are up for vote this time, and they range anywhere from amending the Constitution to how much money somebody should be paid in a minimum wage job. And all of those are up for your vote on October, the 4th? Not October, November. The first Tuesday of November. I don't look at a calendar right now. I can't tell you the exact date, but I know it's the first Tuesday of November. And like I said when I started the show, registration for voting ended yesterday. So if you're not registered to vote in Marion County as an independent, a Democrat, or a Republican, hush. You don't have any rights to talk about, oh, yeah, I got rights to the First Amendment. First off, you don't even understand what First Amendment is. If I tell you to hush, I'm not violating your First Amendment right by telling you to hush. But if you don't vote, if you don't take part in the electoral process, I don't want to hear you whine and complain about who gets office or what amendments take place or anything like that, because you're part of the problem as well. Coming up on the next show, we'll talk about the amendments to the state of Florida. This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz. Thanks for listening. I'll be back same place tomorrow, same time, right here.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with